Hi, I'm Piano Man Steve Lungrin, founder of LearningMusicIsFun.com and the Piano Man Approach online piano course. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 reasons why I believe that traditional lessons fail almost everyone who takes them, and why the Piano Man Approach solves every one of those problems. Reason number 1, the method. Reading notes on a page is boring, tedious, complicated, and slow. It's the slowest, most difficult, most complicated path to playing the piano that there is, period. It requires a crazy amount of convoluted music theory. It takes years and years, maybe even a lifetime to master. And most people are just going to quit before they ever get good enough at it to actually have it be satisfying in any way. Reason number 2, the curriculum. The music in the lesson books is boring and obscure. People take piano lessons because they want fun and satisfaction in the process of learning and in applying what they've learned. They want to play the music that they most love, which in an overwhelming majority of the cases is some kind of popular music. That's why it's called popular. It's really difficult to keep giving time and attention and effort to music you have no emotional attachment to. I mean, we have so many things distracting us in life these days, right? You have to be really inspired by anything to give your attention to it. Reason number 3, the stifling of creativity based on the rigidity of reading music. Even when you put in the time required to learn a song, which could be weeks or even months of your life, you have absolutely no tools if you've learned that method of playing to adjust that song to your own taste. You can't easily transpose it into a different key. You can't experiment with different feels to see which one is the most appealing to your ear. I mean, let's face it, it stifles creativity, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't creativity the point of making art? Reason number 4, the unrealistic expectations. Traditional piano lessons are set up and aimed at someone who is going to make it a major, maybe even a primary priority in their life. I mean, think about it. A half an hour, once a week. I mean, an hour after the session, you're going to forget most of what you went over in that session. Unless, of course, it's such a big priority to you that immediately after the lesson, you write down copious notes and you practice immediately so that you keep it ginned up in your mind. But that's not what most people do, is it? Most people get through the lesson and then don't think about it again for the rest of the day because it was stressful getting to the lesson in the first place. And then they forget most of what they went over, and so every week you spend most of the time rehashing what you supposedly learned the week before, which slows the learning process down even more, as if it wasn't already dragging on way too long, right? Most people are doing this as a hobby, something that they can fill in what little free time they have with something fun and satisfying. That's what we're doing it for, right? This once-a-week format using this really, really complicated method just doesn't allow people to squeeze the piano into the little cracks in their life where it fits and to make any satisfying progress with it anyway. I mean, let's face it, it doesn't take very long before you're feeling really stressed because you didn't get a chance to practice hardly at all this week and your lesson's coming up tomorrow, and now you feel seriously stressed. It's like you're in school and there's a big final exam or semifinal tomorrow that you didn't study for. Who the hell wants that kind of stress in their life from something that they're supposedly doing for some fun? Reason number 5, the cost. It's expensive, right? I mean, the going rate these days is like easily $25 to $40 per half hour, and it needs to be, otherwise these teachers can't make a living. But that's a hell of a chunk of change to plop down when most of the students by a long shot just want this as a hobby that they can work into the little nooks and crannies of their life and hope that they can make satisfying progress by playing whenever they actually have time to do it. And if it doesn't fit into your life this week to actually show up and you cancel, chances are you're going to get charged anyway. And if they're nice enough not to charge you, if you miss too many times like that, they're probably going to drop you from the student roster. This is simply not a template for a hobbyist who's trying to add something fun and satisfying and creative into their life when they have time. Luckily, the Piano Man approach solves every one of these 5 problems. The method of using chords, rhythm patterns, and simple improv techniques dramatically speeds up the learning curve and quickly has you playing big chords and replicating the sounds of full bands on your instrument. And then you can spend the rest of your life adding fun, more complicated nuances to your playing if you like, or not. What's more, you get to choose the music that you're going to apply the method to. So you choose the curriculum. That's right, almost every popular song in history ever recorded, you can find both the studio recording and the chords along with the lyrics online somewhere, quite often at no cost. So you can use the music that you're most emotionally attached to as the basis for honing and learning and perfecting the approach and the method to playing. It's genius. You're always inspired to sit down and play because you're always playing the music you most want to play. From the word go. The other thing that happens from the word go is that we start out promoting creativity. You get to play around with different rhythm patterns and see which one your ear likes best for the song that you're trying to learn. And you can always change it up with a different rhythm pattern or a different improv technique to give it a different flavor at any time in the future. You're never stuck. Your ears, 100% of the time, get to decide whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. It's always based on your own personal taste. So you're never stuck with one arrangement. You can always try something new, and you will always have the tools to put it in a different key, give it a different feel, or adjust it to give it a little bit different flavoring and keep it fresh and interesting for you. We always promote creativity with the Piano Man approach. Not only is this method fast, which is perfect for the hobbyist, but the delivery system of videos online that you can stream is perfect for everybody's busy life. If you forget something that you watched before, you can always get a quick refresher by just rewatching the video. As your teacher, since I'm coming to you through videos and not in person, I'm available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You get to work on this when you have time, when you're in a good headspace to learn, when it works for your schedule, and you can spend as much or as little time as you want practicing. It all depends on what works for your life. And the very best thing, as far as I'm concerned, is that because this allows me to reach so many more people than I ever could if I had to meet with you one-on-one in person, I get to charge a very, very reasonable rate. I'm offering $10,000 plus worth of instruction for a tiny, tiny fraction of that cost. And the reason I can do it is because I can make it up through volume and still make a nice living. So it's a win-win for everybody. I mean, if I had to rely on how much money I could make based on how many people I could see in a half-hour session throughout the day, 5 days a week, I'd have to charge the same high outlandish rates that every other normal teacher is. Look, the bottom line is, I believe in the power of music, and I think it can immeasurably improve the quality of your life to play an instrument. And I honestly believe that the Piano Man approach is the fastest, most fun, most satisfying, and most transformational way to learn how to play the piano. If you want a taste of it to see if it's a good fit for you and to see if I'm a good fit for you, then I would encourage you to visit the link below and watch my free mini course. You get a great overview of the full Piano Man approach in 5 short videos, and you also get enough information out of just those 5 videos to play hundreds and hundreds of songs. So check it out. And if you like what you see, you can always buy lifetime access to the Piano Man approach and get the full roster of over 200 videos. But you know what? That's a decision to make after you've test-driven the course, okay? So check it out. And if you have any questions, there's a place there to contact me as well, and I'm eager to answer any questions that you have. And remember my credo. If you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. I'm Steve Lungrin. Thanks for tuning in.